One of us is missing, but
It's my phone.
okay, hold on. All right. Let me get me on my.
There we go.
All
You got
right,
everybody?
man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Hold on one second. Yeah, everybody's here. It looks like your video for some reason is not working on the thing, but it'll be okay. Everything will work out. So, how's everybody doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good, man.
I want to welcome the Facebook world to some of my friends. Frank and Polk have been friends for a long time. Probably what do you think? Maybe 12, 15 years we've been friends.
Yes, sir.
And
Yep.
we've I've never got to interview. I think I've interviewed Polk once, but not you, Frank.
Mm-hmm. For real?
Yeah, back in the day. Didn't I interview Polk you one time?
Yeah, I think we did something one time, I believe.
Yeah, I thought we did. For all of you who don't know, this is Project Born. Project Born is a group that came out of Psychopathic Records. Their first album, Born Dead, was on Psychopathic Records. They're in. I don't know if we'll talk about that if you're still in with all those guys or not. But then you did Born Dead 2, right?
Yep.
And from there, where'd you go? What was the next album after that? I know you did Born Dead 2. What was after that?
No.
Actually, after the first Born Dead, we did Crap Natural.
Okay.
Then
There was some time. Some time you and Frank broke up too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we came back. What we come back with after that?
Born Supremacy.
Born Supremacy.
Born Supremacy. That's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
It's a big gap.
2 albums in there.
Right.
And now you have a new album coming out and a book, so we'll talk about that. But let's talk about this first. Let's talk about you and Polk and Mike up there. He's the one that helped him write the book. We'll talk to him in a little bit. But let me talk to you, Frank and Polk, for a minute. How did two guys from Kentucky end up in Michigan? Because you grew up in the same place I grew up. I grew up in Hodgenville when y'all were growing up in Elizabethtown because we were about the same age.
Yeah.
How did y'all end up in Michigan, Frank? You go ahead and talk first, and then Polk.
Our mom, you know, cause we brothers.
Yeah.
You know, and so our mom, my auntie was living up here, and my mom had moved up from Kentucky to Flint. You know, because I guess it was more jobs here, and I guess my auntie had been telling her about it, which is her sister, and so then we ended up moving here probably when I was about 8 or 9, and we've been here ever since.
Cool. And you, did you get back to Kentucky much?
Sometimes I used to come all the time, almost every weekend. Then I haven't been able to travel as much lately, but I do every now and then.
Your family still lives down here, right, Polk?
Yep.
In Elizabethtown still?
Yep.
So does it make it hard for you guys to be Michigan fans or UK or Louisville fans?
No, I ain't none of them. None of that.
None of them, huh?
No.
I like Michigan.
What did Pope say? I didn't hear him. What did he say?
I like Michigan.
You like Michigan?
Yeah.
I don't like Michigan. I don't like Michigan at all. I like in college football, I like Ohio State, and in college basketball, I like Duke.
Oh, okay. The rivals of Kentucky, man. Those guys fought all the time back in the day. UK did. So let me ask you this, Pope. How did you all end up with Psychopathic Records and Insane Clown Posse?
Let Nitty explain that to you. He can explain that to you better.
Okay.
Beginning.
Actually, we had met them through Esham. We started doing some shows. Matter of fact, the first time we ever met them, we did a show here in Flint. Esham brought ICP down with him. We did it at this spot called the Network, and that was our first time meeting. we performed, they performed, Eshawn performed. Then they asked us to do the show at St. Andrews Hall, which was probably a few months, later on. So we did a show at St. Andrews with them, and then as a show, we stayed in touch, kept getting back and forth in touch, and then they came at us with offering us to do it the record. So then, after they, offered to do a record, we was like, okay, we signed, went on sign with them, and then the rest is history. We put in work. We had a CD done before doing Born Dead that we ended up losing the ADAT to it, and then we end up putting together Born Dead. They had a lot to do with to put together a Born Dead. As far as some of the artwork and we did a lot of tracks here, and we did some with Mike Clark. And that's how we ended up meeting ICP. I had never heard of them before that. They was coming up kind of like we was too, saying they was emerging at that point, and we was coming on from Flint, and they was, in Detroit. Esham, our common denominator was Esham. We all knew Esham. And Esham was the guy right at that time, you know what I'm saying? He was the man. Yeah. And we had dropped that Losing the single. That was all we had dropped, at that time, but it really gave us a lot of push.
How was it, Polk, how was it growing up in the rap business at that point in time when so much was going on in Michigan? You had Esham, you had Eminem becoming big at the time. ICP was blowing up. How was it being in that game at that time with all those people surrounding you?
Eminem wasn't even out, I don't think, at that time yet.
Yeah, M came out in 2000.
Yeah, Eminem wasn't even out. Eminem wasn't even out.
Was his other group out at that time, around that time, or not?
Nope. Most of the people, MC Bree was out first from Flint. You know what I'm saying? He was the first person from Flint out. Then, Dayton Family and Chapatori, we all came around about the same time. They went overground, we went underground, and the other groups, kind of like out of Detroit, like House of Crazies, who else out of Detroit was doing? We see Kid Rock.
That's right, I forgot about Kid Rock.
Yep.
He's so country rock now. I forgot he was doing rap at one time. So did you all play with? Did a lot of those people play with you all as they came along, or were you all? Was ICP? Did ICP make it where the music was more or less not underground when they broke, or was the music still underground at that time?
Our music?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like it's funny how how we was thrust into the underground because we kind of came in on a humbug. We did the song Losing It without Esham first, and then we ended up putting Esham on there on a remix, and we put that out, and that put us right in the underground. So people put us in the underground category because of that. Our stuff is, if you listen to like most of our stuff is like gutter. We got some really underground wicked stuff too, but we got like a lot of street stuff. Not mainstream, so it makes us underground anyway. So but the Losing It kind of made it wicked. So that's how we kind of got thrust down into the underground scene, which was kind of a blessing in disguise. I like the underground. Underground is great. It's a family. It was family orientated, and it was, it's a lot of loyalty down.
Nice. So you went, like you said, you went and you signed with ICP and Psychopathic Records.
Mm-hmm.
And you all played together in like about every year, right? Pretty much close to it.
I don't have how many we don't play. We don't play a lot of them.
Yeah, about 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't know
something like
exactly
that.
the correct number.
But are you all still part of that group and that family of artists, or have you completely kind of broke away from that and you're like doing
Yeah,
your own Project Born
they,
thing now?
no, they're still the homies. Juggalos, that's still family. Psychopathic, them the homies. So yeah.
Yeah, that's straight family. Like, you know, that they ain't ever gonna change. Like, we've been doing it, put it down for Juggalo from the beginning. Like, we ain't just gonna stop one day and be like, we ain't put it down for Juggalo. That'd be crazy. Like, they help make us, shape us to who we are. So, you know, all the Juggalos that ever represented, you know, we got mad love, and we put it down for them every time we get on. So, you know, that's always gonna be.
When well, let's kind of jump ahead a little bit. Why did you all decide to write a book? I know the book's coming out. What made you all decide to write a book? And what does it entail the book about? Is it about you getting into rap, your family, the friction between you and Polk? I mean, what is it? I mean, what's the book about really? Without giving it away, Mike, you can answer some of this too. And I want to know here in a minute. I want to see how you got involved too. Okay, but
Oh, absolutely.
so Polk,
Yeah,
what would you say
it's
is the biggest thing about the book and why you did it?
I mean, we've been doing this for like 20, 28 years, you know what I'm saying? And we just had got a story to tell, man, and it was been a long overdue because we talked about it years ago. Always wanted to do a book, and it's just like so we done so much, you know what I'm saying, doing music or whatever. It was only right, and you know what I'm saying. It's just talk about our life from the beginning, from Kentucky all the way to Flint, before the music, you know what I'm saying, the beginning of the music and up to now. So it was only right, you know what I'm saying, to tell our story. Because a lot of people, they know about us and heard our music, know us through our music, but they don't know the story behind everything of what this was and that. So it was only right we do that.
Does it go through the ups and downs,
Yeah,
hardships, and
yeah.
You gotta
everything?
read the book. You gotta read the book, man.
I understand that. I'm just saying. I mean, Mike, how did you get involved?
Oh yeah, tell them, Mike.
um, I had actually reached out to the guys about Halloween last year, and I've been a fan since the early '90s, basically since "Losing It" came out, the single that featured Sham, and they were on my radar forever. I was a fan, and then they signed with Psychopathic Records. Um, I was pretty much along for all of that, and being from the Flint area, Project Born from the city of Flint, I thought that they never really got their proper due, and I thought a lot of people needed to know the history of the group. And I reached out to the guys, and they agreed to meet. We talked about it, and we decided to go through and then document the history, and it turned out really good, man. It's been a really great experience.
Now, what's your background, Mike?
Oh, little this, little that. I'm I've done some independent book releases. Used to grow some weed. It's
Oh,
little of everything.
but I mean, the reason I was asking is because you're right. You wrote a book with them. I thought maybe you had a background in writing books or something like that.
I've always when I was younger, I was going to be a journalism major, and I wound up getting away from that. But I never lost my love for writing. When I was in high school, I used to write for the Flint Journal, and I used to put articles together, writing about Project Born's releases and stuff. So
Oh,
I've
wow.
always had like writing in my life at different points. So uh, I got to a point where I could actually dedicate full time to it, and so that's what I decided to do.
So, when does the book come out, Frank?
July 7th.
July 7th? Where's it gonna be available? Amazon, your
Yep.
website?
Amazon. We're gonna have hard copies. All the any platforms that's gonna be selling books, I believe. And we're having hard copies.
What's it called?
Forever in the Jects.
And do you got a page on your website where you can get it signed, T-shirt, CD, all that stuff together, or is it just the
Oh,
book?
oh no, we're gonna be a package.
Okay,
We haven't
cool.
fully got to exactly what we're gonna put in there yet, totally, but it's gonna be a package.
And it will be for also people that read stuff online too, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So is the hard copies only going to be coming from you all, and then soft copies everywhere else? Is it going to be limited edition, the hard copies from you all?
Yeah,
Hey, we
yeah.
gonna tell them.
Hopefully we gonna
If
we
you
gonna be
want it, we
sold.
gonna give them.
What's the price point? Do you know yet?
No, we don't know the price yet. We'll know that. We gonna have a pre-order up here soon in the next few days, so we'll know that then. We just trying to still figure that out now.
And it's going to be signed by you all?
Yeah, we're gonna sign it. Whoever want to sign, yeah. Yep.
Pretty great. And do you plan on, now with this book, have you thought about the next level of making it into a movie or something like that too? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, that's the next step that we want to do. Yeah.
That's great. Well, hopefully somebody watches this. There are friends of mine that do movies, and they might want to do it. Me personally, uh, I love the NWA movie that came out. I love the Elton John movie that come out. I love all the movies that come out about musicians and their lives and things like this. And me knowing you all I've known you all for almost 15 years, I think, close to it. As long as I've known you, just the stuff I know about you, I can't wait to read. Because we I've talked to you, Pope. I think I met Nitty first, and then I met you. I can't remember, but amazing stuff, man. And what's this new album that's coming out?
We haven't really put a title on it yet, but I think the way we're gonna do it is gonna be like he's gonna do some solo songs. I'm gonna do some solo tracks. And we're gonna do like one track together, and it's gonna be one whole album.
Now, is Project Born just you two now?
No, it's all three of us. It's always all three of us. Even if you see us two just performing, Pint got into unfortunately got into a bad accident. He was hit by a car, and it kind of physically took him out the game.
And that's in the book too, I guess, right?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, good. And you all sitting here, the two of you said it's been 28 years, 25, 28 years. Did you think that you all would be like this 28 years later? Did you think that you all be as such the underground rap legends you are? Because you are. I mean, when you talk about Project Born, people know who you're talking about. Even if it's the fact that they knew that you were part of ICP's family or Psychopathic. The two of you sitting here when you were those little kids back in Kentucky, because I was the same way. If somebody would have told me when I was in high school, man, you would have done this, or you would have seen these people, or you would have been a part of this, I would have told them they're full of shit. I mean, how about you two?
Yeah. I never seen rap in my radar at all because I never wanted to be a rapper. That was never on my radar. When I always, from the time I was little, wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a lawyer. I was good. I was smart in school. You know what I'm saying? Rapping was never on my radar. I became me starting rap. Came from my uncle. My uncle, he was writing rhymes and stuff, and somehow I ended up getting in. Getting the love of rap through him. I always liked music, but I never wanted to do music. Like that was never a part of me. I never wanted to rap. Like it was never a point when I was younger, like, man, I want to be a rapper. I want to be a rapper. I just started doing it, like, it just came up and I seen my uncle doing it and I just started doing it. And then I seen Pine was doing it and we just like, let's be a group. And that was just how it began, from us starting.
What
And
about you,
then
Poke? What made you want to? What would you have been if you weren't a rapper?
I want to play hoop, man. Like I always, my dreams as a kid, man, to be a basketball player.
Oh,
Yeah, man. And That's what I wanted to do first before even rapping.
Wow. Wow, that's cool. So did you ever become a lawyer, Nitty?
No, I'm still a rapper.
You could have been a rapping lawyer, man.
Right. You know, but I thought about going. Me and Mike was actually talking about going back doing criminal justice is in the fall.
Wow.
Going
That's
into
pretty
traffic.
amazing.
Yeah, I think I want to go ahead and try to do it and get it done. You know, to knock off a dream that I always wanted to be since I was little. Like that would be better than my whole rap career. Like
Well,
for real.
let me ask the three of you this question. I'll start with Mike first. Last year was a bitch, man. You know, we were in the middle of a pandemic. You know, now we're kind of coming out of it, and it's still kind of a bitch because of the things going on. What did you do, Mike? I'm gonna ask all of you this, so you know, just get ready. But Mike, what did you do to not go insane?
Oh, it was pretty tough. I had my two kids there, so that kind of filled in a lot of time. You know, just kind of keeping them entertained and you know, some late nights smoking a doobie or something, man. You know, try to keep my head together. And yeah, but it was long. I wish we had already started the book. I could have did a lot of writing during that time period. But yeah, you know, we got through it the best we could. But yeah, I'm ready to get things cracking. You know.
What about you, Pope? What did you do to survive it?
Same thing, man, with the kids, and then we recorded that EP, the BD4, and that was pretty much it, man. Just kids and trying to record much as he could.
What about you, Nitty?
Man, me, I did a lot of eating,
A
but
lot of eating.
yeah, but I went through a bad stretch in there. You know, I didn't think I was gonna live through it, and I had a fight. You know, I had a 10-day stay in the hospital fight. You know, that I didn't think I was gonna make it through. So I didn't think I would be here right now. Um,
Did you catch COVID?
they told me I came back negative for COVID, but I had double pneumonia.
Oh,
But
wow.
I had every symptom of COVID. I'm talking about I couldn't breathe. I thought I was gonna die. Literally, like I was on the COVID floor for like 3 or 4 days. Like everything. I had a temperature. My temperature wouldn't go down for 3 or 4 days. Diarrhea. Couldn't eat, and I couldn't breathe. And it
What
was like
did you get?
hell.
Did you get COVID, Pope?
No, I didn't.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, we're pretty sure we did. It come through about 2 minutes before they announced it, and we all went to the doctor and we thought we had pneumonia, and we were down for about a week, really bad, and then for about a month, you know, we still weren't feeling right. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But yeah, it affected the community really hard. There's a lot of sick people everywhere.
So, did any of you all take the shot yet?
Mm-mm. No.
No way in
Nope,
hell, right?
not today.
Not today. You can talk to somebody else about that shit. Not today.
Nope.
Well, I've not took the shot either, and I plan not to. I really think that it's going to be bad for us who don't though, because they're going to dictate if we can go to concerts. They're going to dictate if I've already seen it with the concert up in New York. Vince Neil's playing. You either have to have the shot or you have to have proof you've had your COVID test done within the last week to get in. And
Hmm.
I think that's what it's going to be for traveling. And I don't try to make things political, but we are living in this time where everybody has their opinion about it, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, me personally, I'll just tell you a story. My mother-in-law, her doctor, which isn't even a doctor for that, called her and said, if you don't get it, you're gonna die.
Hmm.
And my 67-year-old mother-in-law was like, I gotta get this shot. I gotta get this shot. And we're like, he's not even a doctor. He's like a different kind of doctor. How can he tell you to get this shot? He don't even give them. And he
Right.
called her again like a week later and said it. And we're like, what the hell's going on? You know, I mean, you all live in a different place than I do. Of course, I live in Kentucky. You live in Michigan. How is it in Michigan now? How is the psyche of people? Are people still trying to do 6 foot apart, or has it just become one big? We don't have to wear masks anymore. We're free. How is it up there?
Mm,
People
no, it
still wear
ain't.
their mask,
Yeah.
but they doing the mask thing with they saying if you're vaccinated, you don't got to wear a mask in store, out in public and in stores and stuff now. So people starting to let up a little bit, but it's still, I still think it's dangerous, man.
We're fixing to be 100% on June 11th, and Kentucky. You probably hear things from Kentucky because that's where you're from. It's horrible here, man. People just, even when there was a mask mandate, didn't even wear a mask. It was like, it's like, come on, people, just do what you need to do. Knock on wood, me and my wife and my family didn't get COVID. I think some of them got COVID, like you did, Mike, like before it happened, and they just didn't know what it was. But
Yeah.
we haven't got it, and thank God we ain't got it, any of us. But what do you all see for the rest of 2021, Nitty, as far
Mm.
as for Project Born and what you want to see happen?
Oh, then we're gonna go ahead and do this book, and I hope that everything loosens up so we can get on the road a little bit. Uh, get on the road a little bit, and kind of get back to as normal as possible. We're gonna go ahead and try to finish this year out strong, and I hope that we can get all the way back to normal, and a little bit of normalcy somewhere.
Are you going to release anything on vinyl, or is it all CD and digital?
We planning on trying to do a little vinyl thing. We haven't figured out which album yet. We're gonna do, but we're gonna try to do a few vinyl here soon. Right now it's just everything's in the planning stage. We're trying to really get everything locked down. This book has been the first thing that we've been trying to get together and get done.
Easy 606 came in. I know you guys know him. He said, "There's my guys, PJB. What up, Nitty and Polk?"
What's up, brother?
That easy 606.
Yeah, Easy 606.
Yeah, what's up, Eve?
He's me and him become really good friends too. I like Eric a lot. He's a great guy. Plus he's from Kentucky, so how can you go wrong, right?
Right, right.
You know him, Mike? You know Easy 606, Mike?
No, not off the top of my head, man.
I didn't hear him. What'd you say, Mike?
Oh, sorry. No.
Just check him out, man. He's got some good stuff.
Right on, I will.
Let me ask you this, Nitty and Pope. What has been your most memorable point in your career? I'll start with you, Nitty. What's the most memorable point in your career?
I don't know. We had some. That's a good question. Most memorable point probably was the the beginning of it, how it all came together, and then how it blossomed. It was and we went through like a lot of adversity.
Do you think, Nitty? Do you think that that if you wouldn't have met Isham, that things would have turned out the way they are now?
Yeah, I think we was gonna shake. We was gonna come up regardless. Um, I just think like we had the it factor, working for us. Like we came a little bit before our time, so it was like when we came, Dayton Family, Trap Authority, all of us came. Like it was, and Breed was already out. So like Flint was already about to pop anyway. So and by us, just us going underground, meeting Esham was definitely a boost. But and then meeting the clowns was the extra boost that we needed to really hit our stride. But we was coming up regardless. Like even before that, when we was doing stuff, and then when we dropped the single, it was like everybody like, okay, you knew who he was. So it was like, meeting Esham was like, that was a boost, and meeting the clowns was a boost. So, I won't sit here and say like, if we didn't meet them, it was gonna happen the same way. It might have just took us, maybe it took us a little bit longer, or maybe, we probably had to went a different route, but I still think that we was destined for our spot.
What about you, Pope? What's your most memorable point in your career?
We done had quite a few of them, but like seeing this book like getting done and actually to have it have a proof in my hand,
Mike, I got a question for you while he disappeared for a minute. What
Sure.
what was the most memorable thing about Project Born that made you become a fan?
Pretty much it was the 1993 release of Losing It. That was really huge for me. And then as being a young juggalo, even before we even really referred to ourselves as juggalos, when they came on the radar, Psychopathic, 94, 95-ish, Born Dead 1 is just an amazing album. And it's going to be one of my favorites from that time period, probably forever. It really captures those golden years of that psychopathic sound, and I think that's why a lot of people it resonates with them, because it's just it's a great little album there. Born Dead 1 is awesome.
Do you remember the first time you saw him live?
I actually I was younger, so it was a lot harder for me to get to the shows. I was born in 1980, so I didn't really get mobile till about 96. And the first time I actually met these guys was at the Gathering of the Juggalos, the very first one in Novi. And I was cruising down the hallway, man, and here comes Nitty, and I'm like, Nitty, man, can I get a picture with you? This is crazy. And he was really yeah, he's really nice and humble dude. And I included the picture that I got. I grabbed a juggalo and I said, hey man, snap a photo. I had a shitty little Kodak, and I still got it, and we've included the photo in the book. So it's yeah, that was the first time I got to meet him in person like that, where it was that personable, and yeah, it left an impression. And I never would have guessed 20 years after the fact that we'd all be friends, and I wrote a book about him. It's really crazy how life ends up sometimes.
I got a question for both you, Poke and Nitty. Why did you all not get involved in wrestling as much as wrestling was involved with Psychopath? Was there a reason why you didn't get involved with wrestling at all?
I didn't want no part of that, man.
right.
No,
I used to
they
watch
could
it all
do
the
it for
time,
me.
but I ain't want to get in that ring.
I don't want no parts of that, man. No parts of it.
Do either one of you have a good story about Vampiro?
No, I never met Vampiro at all, actually.
Did you meet him, Poke?
Nope, never met him.
Never met Vampiro?
Nope.
You got a good story at all that's not in the book that you can tell me? Either one of you.
Is that a good story in the book that's not in the book?
Not in the book. Don't tell anything about the book. I don't want you to give it away. I want people to go out and buy it, okay? But I need a story that's not in the book.
Look, we could tell you a story. I know you said that's not in the book, but we could tell you one story each, because the book is 334 pages, Mike?
Yeah, 334.
Wow.
So there's plenty stories in there, but outside of the book, man, I don't know. I pretty much told everything in the book. Not told everything, but sit down and think, man.
There's so many stories, like, man, it's so many stories, like, we just, like, so many stuff we ever been through, like, anything possible you could think that somebody could go through, anything that can go wrong for anybody, we are the poster boys for anything can happen. Like,
is that the book, Poke?
Yeah.
like,
Promo copy.
yeah,
Promo
like,
copy. Oh,
like
cool.
if you think anything you think about traveling or just regular random stuff or just little weird stuff that you think like, man, nothing can happen. We can do this and nothing can happen. Something always happens. Like, we're the poster boys for that. Like, if if we can go through everything that we ever been through, you'll be sitting there looking like, I don't see how y'all made it this far. Like, you'll be like, man, y'all are amazing from making it through everything, from car breakdowns. We wait in Texas. It's almost 100 degrees, and our car, the transmission messed up on our car. We on tour with Twisted, and the transmission messed up in the middle of nowhere. Like, we at a gas station, the whole transmission just messed up. So we sitting there like, dang. And finally, then we had to get some people to give us a ride to the show, do that show, get our homeboys to give us a ride to the next show and the next show, which was in Oklahoma and Albuquerque. Like, it was crazy. Like, you think like you out here and you get some people to take you from Texas to Oklahoma to Albuquerque. And we got a trailer. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. But and then it's like, a couple times, now if you want to, like, me and Chris, we more than like the reserve ones. Like, Pint was more of the wild one. He's the one, like, every group got that one person always into something. He's that one for us. He's always doing something. Like, man, Pint just does a bunch of weird stuff. You be looking at him like, dude, he gets so drunk. One time he gets so drunk we in Florida, and this dude falls over on stage, like literally just boom. And look, he tried to play it off. He just fell to the ground. He just got to try to get like on his elbow, like he meant to do that. Just kept rapping. I said, man, I know he hurt me. I'm talking, he fell so hard, he kicked himself, and he just like, boom. I'm like, oh, I know that hurt. I'm looking at this, and remember that one time he fell off the stage? We was up in Lansing.
Kalamazoo, wasn't it?
Laughing.
When he took out in Kalamazoo?
Yeah.
He fell backwards.
Yeah, he really fell off the stage, literally. Like, he fell over the speaker, fell off the stage on the hard, like, the stage was up a little bit. So the stage, so the drop was just a little bit, but it was a concrete floor. Man, he hit that floor so hard. Boom! I'm like, oh, I looked at Chris, he looked at me, we started laughing like, oh, this dude.
Easy 606 said, Poke, he needs a tag partner.
That need who? What happened?
Did you hear what I said, Poke?
What did he say?
He said he needs a tag partner.
No, what did he say?
He said he needs a tag partner.
I need a tag partner?
No, he does.
Oh. He need one?
Yeah.
Okay, tell him I'm with it.
He said he's with it. Easy. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He called me up. We were talking one day, and he's like, I can't remember. Easy can remind me, but I can't remember. He said he had to go to do this show somewhere. I think it was in Colorado. And I said, what's it going to be like? He said it's going to be mass chaos. I'm like, oh, okay. Some of them crazy ass rappers, man, it's mass chaos sometimes, ain't it?
Right. Like, we done met a little bit of everybody too, man. And that's the thing about it. Like, we met a lot of good people, like, doing music. Like, we think, like, when we go back, we think about everything, like, you think we come out of this little town in Kentucky to move to Flint, and Flint is small. And then we done been everywhere you can think of in the United States doing shows. And like, we think how far music has brought us. And it was like crazy after we sit and think about it, man, we done been to Hollywood, we done been to New York, we done performed in all Texas, Houston, Dallas, everywhere. And we done been to some of the small spots like Wisconsin. We done performed in a barn before. For real, like it's like we done
I'll never forget, Nitty. I'll never forget when ICP came to Huntington. I live close to Huntington, West Virginia, and they came to a place there, and the guy, I wasn't there, I didn't go to it, but some people told me about it, and they said that the promoter knew that the club was going to get destroyed, pretty much, because they do Fago and all that stuff. So he goes and he puts down all this shit on the walls and all this shit on the floor. Before they leave, he says, "Can't have you in my club again." That shit didn't matter because the psychopaths went crazy in there. So his place was just completely destroyed with Fago and all kinds of crap. And he's like, "Nope, can't do it again." I'm like, wait, that's what they do. I mean, what?
He didn't know that.
I mean, you get what you get. I mean, it's kind of like Marilyn Manson. Going into a Marilyn Manson show, if you book it, you know what you're going to get.
Right.
If you book an ICP event, you know what you're going to get. I mean, because when they come to town, people come from everywhere.
Right.
Some people follow them everywhere. I mean, shit.
Yep. They one of the best shows on earth. Like, if you think about doing shows, and I always tell them, I said, man, y'all, they the best show doers that I've seen with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen nobody put on a better show than them. They tough. They rough with the antics. The antics is rough. The way they put together their shows and everything, they rough with it.
Polk, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Easy said, remember that little ass venue in Monticello, Kentucky? He said, I also remember Polk about to smash the promoter in Cincinnati for not having the money.
Yeah, I remember that night. I remember both of them. Yeah.
Man, we done performed in the living room before, man.
Sure, yeah.
Remember we did, the horses was riding down the street. People riding down the street on horses out there in Ohio in the living room.
Yep, sure did.
Have you ever been to a place to play and you go in and you're like, I don't think we need to play here. I don't think this is a place for us. Have you ever been through that situation?
We don't care as long as they cut the check.
Yeah, living room.
If they cut the check, I ain't never gonna spy anyone for them.
You broke up a little bit there, Polk. I didn't hear what you said.
We done performed in all kind of crazy spots, man. But you'd be like, damn, what we doing in here?
But you never know who's listening. Like when you get in there, like that's how you test. Like sometimes, like when you get in a situation like that, it tests if you're any good or not. Like you get into with a bunch of people who really not into rap like that, and they listen to you and they tell you that you're good. That's when you know that you're good. Like everybody can sit back. Like if you do a show like where in your hometown, all your people there, they're gonna tell you you're good. You have to come out of your element to really know if you're really good. Like if you can rock a show of people who never heard you, who really don't know who you are like that, and then you get up there and then they come up like, man, y'all pretty good, and then we hear a lot of people be like, man, because they're like we'd be able to get to a show and it'd be like, say it's like maybe 15, 20 groups on the thing, and they all doing the same kind of music. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be going on for hours, and the people will get tired of it. So then we'll come up and then we'll hit them with our stuff, and then they be like, man, see, I thought y'all was gonna be just like them. Like, man, y'all was like, you see them over there rocking and stuff. You're like, okay, and they give you your props when you come off. Like, man, yeah, man, that was, man, y'all was good. Like, not better than all the stuff we've been hearing all night. If you hear certain stuff for 6-7 hours, they get tired of hearing it. You gotta branch out. Like, so we do all kind of music.
I got a question for you, Mike. Is this going to be your last book, or are you going to make any more?
Oh no, I plan to keep making them, but I'll probably be selective. It's got to be something that I really dig. I had a string of independent releases, wrote about 10 or 12 of them, and this was like the first book where I really honed the craft down and was able to do what I really wanted to do. So it might be tough to top this experience. This has been a really good ride with these guys, and I'll probably be selective as I move forward. I have another project that's slated a little bit further down the road, but after that, I'm kind of free, So we'll see how it goes.
So when you wrote the book, I got to ask you this: when you wrote the book, did you all just get in a circle and just start talking about it, or did you all like Nitty do his parts and send to you, and then Polk do his parts and he sent it to you, and this person send this part to you? How did you put it together?
It was a pretty interesting process. We did some different things where there was a few times where we sat down with the whole group as a group, and we had like a powwow and kind of kicked just stories around, just get the guys talking, and then people start remembering shit when they hear other people talking about other things. And then I also did like some solo interviews, and then we went on locations and we went to different places that mattered, to the guys or that were important to their history. And so I took it all together and, kind of spliced it all together in a really cool way. And I think people are really going to enjoy reading it. But yeah, we did a lot of different things. It wasn't just one set way to do it. We kind of bounced around a little bit, but we got everything we needed and nothing that we didn't.
Now, are you going to shop it as a book to be wrote into a script, or are you going to write the script and then shop it, or are you looking for somebody to like do both, or what?
Oh, probably just whatever the guys wind up wanting to do. After we drop the book, I believe July 7th is the drop date. And then whatever Nitty and Polk want to do, I'm all for it, and I'm down to ride. So yeah, just we'll probably drop the book first, and then go from there. Just see how things go. Whatever the guys want to do.
Great. Well, hopefully somebody will see it and want to do something. I know a lot of people that do movies and stuff, and hopefully they see this and see that it might be an inspiration to make the book into a movie, that type of thing. I've got to say that it's been a pleasure being able to talk to all three of you. To have you, Polk, and Nitty in the same conversation with me has been great. Like I said, we've known each other a long time, and I've always thought you all two were great people, and we come from Kentucky, so we got to stick together.
Yeah.
Mike, sorry you come from Flint, not Kentucky, but you're a cool guy on my part anyway.
Right on.
I love Michigan. I lived there. I lived in Michigan and Sheboygan for like 7 years, and I've been to Flint a couple times to see some concerts. But I think the most memorable thing was that. No, correct me if I'm wrong. Is there two parts of St. Andrews Hall? Isn't there like a bottom part of St. Andrews Hall? Isn't it called something else?
Yep.
The shelter.
The shelter.
Yep.
I saw Rob Zombie at the shelter with Monster Magnet and Fear Factory on Rob Zombie's first tour on his first album Without White Zombie. I saw him at the shelter.
Nice.
It was pretty damn amazing, man. To see Rob Zombie that close was pretty amazing, because I'd seen White Zombie 3 times, and it was like, big places. To see Rob Zombie in that element of a smaller place was just absolutely amazing. But it was memorable, I have a lot of memorable things about Michigan. There used to be a restaurant, you all. Is the restaurant still there? If you order, like, say, a BLT, they come out and the BLTs are like this tall.
Oh, Tony's out in Birch Run?
Is that what it's called? Where it's got
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
give you like 10 pounds of bacon.
Yeah. Tony's.
I
Yeah.
ate there before. Eat a cheeseburger and it comes out like this big and fries and all that. I remember that from being in Flint. I think I went to see Iron Maiden in Flint. I think I seen Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and Dio in Flint when I lived up there. I think that's what I saw. I cannot remember Flint. But anyway, it's been great talking to you all. Can you all tell everybody how they can get in touch with you all if they buy the book on like Amazon and they want it sent to you? Sent you all? You got a PO box, or do you got like do you all have like a Project Born page or something people can get a hold of you on?
Yeah. What it is, we got the realprojectborn.com. That's where all the info going to be about the book when we release all the info come in the next few days. We on Facebook, Project Born, Twitter, Real Project Born, Instagram, The Real Project Born. But mainly our website, therealprojectborn.com, is where all the info, once we get it up, about the book, the album, and everything else we got going on. So, but we all on social media.
Don't forget the trailer, man.
Oh yeah, we got the trailer. We just put out a trailer for the book
too?
about a week ago. I'm gonna send it to you, Mike.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I'm gonna send it to you, Mike.
Oh, so there's a trailer for the book.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you when we get off of here.
Oh, that's pretty awesome, man. So, like I said, I want to thank you all. If you all can wait just a second, everybody on Facebook, I'll talk to you later.